Uh-oh.
Oh no. Welcome to So Awkward.
So we're talking about Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 2, Strangers. I thought it was another pretty good one. I liked it a lot. It was a quieter one than the season opener,
Right.
but that's good. You didn't like it?
It was fine.
What's your problem with it?
I was a little bit bored.
It's been a long time since the whole group has been together and just being happy. So I think that it was kind of a cathartic episode. Like, the group needed a breather. I think the fans needed a breather. Even though we had, you know, the whole summer off. But last season was so tense and everybody was in all their separate groups. And then last episode, they finally all reunited, but it was so fucking tense.
Right.
So I like this episode.
So I watched a little bit of The Talking Dead, which I don't really like. I don't enjoy it. It's on right after The Walking Dead. And it's I don't know his name. It's this guy. He talks to usually a cast member and I guess a random celebrity.
That sounds cool. Who was the random celebrity?
I think it was Badger from Breaking Bad.
Oh, Badger from Breaking Bad? My favorite actor.
What is his name? Matt something?
I don't know.
I think it was him.
That tall, weirdo
It was that
guy?
voice. Do you know his voice? That's
Badger.
the only reason I know it was him.
I love Badger. He was
So
super funny.
It was him and Tyrese on last night, and I only watched maybe 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm done with this.
That sounds awesome. Chad Coleman and the guy and Badger.
No, I get bored.
Who's the host?
I don't know his name.
Look it up. Look at somebody I would know who it is.
I don't think so.
I bet I do.
Chad Hardwick.
I don't know who that is. Chris
See?
Hardwick?
Chris. Sorry, I read that wrong.
Chris Hardwick.
Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, Chris Hardwick.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You know who this guy is?
I know who Chris Hardwick is.
Who the fuck is he? He's no one.
When I was younger, he was the host of an MTV game show called Singled Out. I think that was it. And then he disappeared, and then he's come back as like an internet celebrity.
He's
Celebrity.
nobody.
Yeah, he's nobody. What was your point?
He was talking to Tyrese about gender roles.
Okay.
And I say this because I don't believe they're really gender roles. That Tyrese is taking on more of a motherly role, and Carol is taking on more of a fatherly role, in that she goes out and kills things, and Tyrese stays home and takes care of Judith.
I've never thought of it that way.
Thank you.
I'm not saying I mean, it's an interesting point.
No, it isn't.
It could be what the writers intended. I'm not saying that.
I never saw that. It never entered my mind. And really, I'm just kind of annoyed by it. I think they're creating something that really isn't there.
What was his reply?
I don't know, I stopped watching.
I would say that Carol is being very matriarchal. Because I know that if I was, and I think most people would agree with this point I'm about to make, if my life was in danger, my mother would save me. I don't know if my father would. You know what I mean?
Right. Rocky's back.
Rocky's back. I think they're both just being who they are as characters, as fully developed, believable characters. And I agree with you. I don't think you need to bring gender archetypes into it. Why would they get Badger from Breaking Bad?
I don't
to talk?
know.
I guess they're both on AMC. Is he's just hanging out at AMC? And they're like,
Maybe.
hey guys, you got another show for me to appear in? He's like, yeah, you want to talk about Walking Dead? Okay. So we meet a new character whose name I don't remember, but
Gabriel.
Gabriel. You're the name rememberer. I know the names of all the directors and cinematographers. I don't know any character names. I don't know why. I can't remember that. I don't remember that actor's name, but he's also from The Wire.
Really?
He's at least the third actor from The Wire. Because Chad Coleman, who plays Tyrese, Anthony Gillard Jr., I think his name is, plays Bob. And now this guy. So maybe the shows have the same casting directors or something, but...
What did you think of Gabriel?
I don't know.
I think he has the potential to be really interesting.
He has the potential to be really interesting. I was really excited because I'm a big Wire fan. So I was excited to see that actor because I know he's a really good actor. And he did a good job in the episode. I think he's a mysterious character. And Rick can tell that he's got a secret. And it's probably being a good one.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a good character. Sometimes these characters pop in and they're annoying. Mm-hmm. Like the flat top guy,
yeah.
The scientist guy,
right.
The lesbian,
yeah.
Bob, Tyrese's sister. She's not annoying, she's just boring.
Sasha.
So
I believe the lesbian is Tara.
Good job. What's the flat top guy's name?
I don't know that one.
What's the doctor's name?
I don't know. Eugene.
No, Gabriel is the first new character in a while who is like, oh, I want to see more of this character. Oh, give me another scene with this character. Instead of, let's get back to Rick already. Let's go back to Daryl. Is the priest from the comic book?
I don't know.
Should we have somebody on the show who reads the comic, or we don't give a shit about the comic?
You could start reading the comic again.
Eh.
In that scene where they were in the water.
That was gross.
It was gross.
That was intense.
Did Bob get bit?
I don't know, did he?
I thought he did.
He got manhandled for sure.
Right. But then at the end he was outside of the church.
He was crying.
Looking in on everybody crying.
Right.
So it made me assume that he was done.
My reading of that scene was that he's always got the hopeful optimism, but then when he's alone, that's when he allows his grief to show. Like he's brave for the group, because somebody has to be. But then when he was by himself, he just let it all out. That was my interpretation of the scene. I didn't assume he got bit. But if he did get bit, that would add an interesting twist to the ending. Which I guess we should get into. If anybody had any doubts at all about whether the Terminus people were cannibals, that was not subtle at all.
Not at all.
They basically looked at the camera and said, we're eating humans,
yep.
And then they had the montage of them all eating,
yep.
And if that wasn't enough, then they pan over to the grill and there's a foot. And then they show Bob with no leg.
No leg.
That's why I texted you and I said, I'm coming over, should I bring ribs?
Right.
Because I thought it'd be funny if we were just eating ribs. Because that's what it looked like. Because you know what they were eating. Barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue?
You know what's funny?
Get it?
I get it.
Did they make that joke in The Talking Dead?
They did.
Oh.
And you didn't even watch it.
No, I was thinking about that joke as I was driving over here. I'm going to set up this barbecue joke. I'm not even original?
Sorry.
Who made the joke? Was it Badger?
No, the
Chris Hardwick?
that guy.
Well. He probably had a team of writers write it for him.
I'm sure.
So far this season, I like Rick again. I think it's the old Rick, like back when he was a man of convictions.
That Rick.
This Rick. I really like the scene with him and Carol, where he asked her for permission to join Carol's group.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really big of him.
I was really afraid during that scene he was going to tell Carol she couldn't be a part of the group.
That's what you expect. From the previous couple seasons, that was what Rick would have done. It'd been all right, we're here now, get the fuck out. But no, he it was, I guess, his way of apologizing.
What do you think Rick would do if he knew about the girls?
I think he would understand. I mean, Carol had no choice. I think Rick would understand.
Okay.
You do what you gotta do.
Is that going to come up ever?
Yeah. Because they've already mentioned it a few times. Like Tyrese has said, I don't want to talk about it. And Carol has said, I don't want to talk about it. So that means at some point they're going to talk about it. I know that much.
I want Michonne to get a sword again.
Yeah, but they had that scene where she talked about, like, Rick asked her, he missed the sword.
I know.
I think they put that in there to tell the audience she's not having the sword anymore.
I know, but
She's not a samurai.
I miss that.
Yeah. I still hate the scientist and the flat top guy. The flat top guy had a nice little speech. Like, the actor did a good job. But he's still comical. He's wearing a wife beater and he's got the fucking bright red flat top.
Yeah.
And the Fu Manchu mustache. And then Eugene with that ridiculous hick accent.
Yep.
Talking about science.
His hair doesn't help either.
No, his hair doesn't help either. Like, I wanted Rick to be like, no, we're not going to Washington with you idiots.
Yeah.
But they're going to Washington.
They have to, right?
They have to, yeah. I mean, they're not going to introduce this Cure subplot and then abandon it. I mean, that's going to be a major plot of the show. I just think it's dumb. Gareth is back. Didn't he get shot? He looks fine.
I thought he got shot, but I guess
Maybe
not.
he was wearing a bulletproof vest or something. I don't know. But he seems okay. So we've got our villain. He's no governor.
No.
But, I mean, I think he's interesting. The actor does a good job when he has these monologues that are fun to watch. They write him good dialogue. So the car that took Beth has a cross on the back of it. So it's got to be related to Gabriel and the church.
Do you think so?
They can't be two separate churchy things. No, I imagine that there's got to be some connection. I guess we'll find out next week. Or next year, knowing this frickin' show.
Right.
So they found a message on the church, "You'll burn for this."
Yep. They're trying to make us think that he didn't let people in the church, right? After everybody turned to zombies, Carl made the point of people trying to get in.
I forgot about that, yeah.
And then
knife marks on the windows.
Right, and then he goes to the back and he shows Rick, "You'll burn for this."
Okay. So you think he just didn't let people in the church so
Well,
they died?
I think that's at least what they want us to think.
But
But it has to be something worse than that.
It's pretty bad. I mean, he's a man of God. Would you have gone down into that nasty, dank, sewage-filled basement just to get a few cans?
Absolutely not.
Would you rather go down to that nasty, dank sewage basement to get some cans or eat Bob?
I don't want to eat Bob.
There's a really good zombie death where, like, I think it was the one that attacked Bob, and then it kind of like exploded or something, and then they smashed its face.
Right.
That was a good zombie death. That'd be in the top 10 Walking Dead zombie deaths list. Which I guess we have to make now.
Okay.
We'll make that after the show's done. You have anything else to add about The Walking Dead?
We should remind everyone that there are spoilers.
Spoiler warning.